Fear of Rain is a brand new 2021. We'll go with thriller, but this is more of a character study of a young woman who is dealing with schizophrenia, and she thinks that she sees a kidnapped child, and of course, no one believes her, and she doesn't even know if she should trust herself because she has made mistakes with what she thought she saw before, but she's very sure about this, and she's kind of having to battle back and forth on whether or not this is real or other things in her life are real. And so, with a film like this, I think we know that some kind of twist is coming. Some kind of answer at the end is going to be like, oh, I knew it. Or like, oh, whoa, that went that way. Okay. That's to be expected from anybody who's dealing with any kind of mental break and schizophrenia like this, where they think they're seeing things and maybe things are real. You're like, okay, what is going to be real and what isn't going to be real? And I think that's kind of the fun of this film, is trying to figure out what in her head is real and what is not. This movie stars Madison Eisman, I think is how you say it, who I really like. I'm a big fan of hers. I mistook her recently for, I think her name's Catherine Newton from Freaky, who was in Paranormal Activity 4, which I should have known because she worked with Christopher Landon on Paranormal Activity 4, and then Christopher Landon did Freaky. But they look very similar, so it was a kind of an easy mix-up for me. But this also has Harry Connick Jr. and the kid from Happy Death Day, Carter, the boy, the guy that Tree it wakes up in his room every morning. And also Katherine Heigl. Now, Katherine Heigl is top billed in this film. Like, when the credits start, it's like Katherine Heigl, Madison Eisman, so on. Bullshit. Katherine Heigl might have the biggest name, so to speak, in this film, but she's in it maybe 10 minutes. I personally can't stand the chick. And that's like a personal thing, because I've seen her in interviews and I know what she's done in her life, and I don't know, I'm not a fan. Like, she shit on Knocked Up, and it's like what made her fucking career for me. I know that a lot of people might disagree and say it was the TV show she was on or something, but shitting on movies that you're a part of like that is just not cool. And then she just kind of blew her career because of her ego. But anyways, I'm not here to, bash on Katherine Heigl, but seeing her name attached was like, especially as top billed, I was like, oh, I don't want to watch a fucking whole movie with her. But then I saw Madison was in this, and I was like, ooh, I really like Madison. I think this girl has a serious, career ahead of her, and I very much want to see what she brings. And she's fantastic in this. Fucking fantastic in this. The way she plays mentally ill in this film, and the way she kind of questions everything, I think is great. The kid who plays her love interest, Carter from Happy Death Day, he's quite good. I like this kid. He's fairly charming. He's believable as that dorky romantic interest. Harry Connick Jr. as the father is very good as well, and Katherine Heigl is fine as the mom of her. All that stuff is good. As far as the direction choices here, there is some text that's put up on screen that's like trying to convey what's in her mind. So it's like scrolled out, like someone has written it really sloppily, and it's like, almost coming apart, and it's like what's in her mind, almost like journaling her thoughts on screen for us to see, which I thought was actually pretty cool. I thought it kind of added to her performance, knowing what's in her head without, maybe some narration, although we do obviously hear auditory hallucination voices as well. So I thought that was a really cool choice, and the mystery here is quite good. I was pretty engaged with this film throughout. I was impressed with this one, mostly because of Madison's performance. I will say that. I think that's the reason to watch this film, because I think she's fucking terrific in the film and deserves some attention and deserves some accolades for this. So I think that's the main reason you should watch this. Now, some of this might be predictable, but honestly, I feel like one of the twists really got me, and I thought it was pretty clever because of how it was set up. I was like, oh, I thought it went one way, and it went exactly the opposite. I was like, oh, I got it. Like, I know what that is. I know what this person's doing. Okay. And then that exact scene is the opposite. Like, they go back to it to explain, and I was like, oh shit, it's the exact opposite. Wow, that's cool. And it made actually more sense than what I had thought it was going to be. And this film is very sad because of how, like, accurately this portrays someone with a mental illness like this. And of course it also deals with her being in high school, and all the kids there, and how they treat her, but also how she thinks that they treat her in her head. So it's like added to how awful they are, like elevated because of her mindset. And then her dealing with her parents and how, you know, rough that can be, and how much they seem to love her, but they also don't know what to do. And yeah, I just kind of feel bad for everybody here. And then there's that mystery of like what she thinks she sees, and you're kind of exploring that as well. But the main focal point of the film and what you should be watching it for is her mental illness and her performance on conveying that mental illness to you, the audience, which she completely nails. And man, what a performance here. So for that alone, for me, this is a definite watch. This is something that I can recommend, just if you want to see some great acting from an up-and-coming talent who has been in a few, you know, moderately successful, bigger films like Goosebumps 2, which I said that's not super, you know, popular, but Annabelle Comes Home, which I fucking love. She is the star of as well, and I think she's just terrific in everything I've seen so far. So really looking forward to more from her. Hopefully I don't get her confused with the other girl again, but I think I got him. I think I got him, you know, worked out at this point, after that flub in my review that I did of Freaky. But anyways, let me know if you watch this one. It releases on Friday, which is in a couple days. So let me know when you watch it. Adios.